the times I helped him, I spent more money on him than my own child.
Haley, what the heck are you doing, girl? You know you did wrong for that, spending more money on this man than your own child. So, in this episode of Love During Lockup, Haley's lawyer called her and asked her to come in, and she went to her lawyer Buzz's office. So, we finally got to see some videos and pictures of the aftermath of this big car accident that Haley got in that ended up getting her $80,000 settlement, and they did some serious damage. Now, after seeing those pictures, you can see the scars on Haley's face and that she still has from a result of that tragedy. So Buzz sat Haley down and was telling her about how much she expressed her love and determination to be with Dalton no matter what the last time she saw her lawyer Buzz, even though he showed the big pile of papers of charges Dalton had that seemed longer than a freaking Bible put all together. And Buzz said he could tell that nothing was probably going to change Haley's mind on Dalton, but after she last left his office, Haley's lawyer decided to do some investigating of his own, and he uncovered a lot about Dalton that did not shed a positive light on him in any sort of way.
It's my firm belief that Dalton asked you to give him money so he could give it to his old girlfriend.
And I gotta give credit where credit is due. Shout out to Buzz, the lawyer, the real goat, because he's sitting here looking out for Haley because he knows that everything else, like Dalton's charges and everything else, isn't going to get through to her. So he did some digging, and he didn't have to do that on his own time, and revealed that Dalton had an old girlfriend, and she had a court date coming up, and she had $500 in fines, and she went to court, and she didn't have the money for those fines. She was most likely facing jail time. So Haley revealed to one of Buzz's legal assistants that she just had recently sent Dalton $500, and Buzz uncovered that $500 that came from Haley to Dalton ended up going from Dalton to one of his old girlfriends to pay off her court fines. So Haley, on her dime, is paying off one of Dalton's old girlfriend's court fines. And I would be super pissed about that. That was Haley.
It's gonna eat me up alive. Like, that money could have went to something for Hendrix.
And she's right. Hendrix could have had like a nice little college fund, or she could have had money saved up for him, so as soon as he gets his license, he could have a brand new car of his own instead of all that money going to Dalton and God telling how many freaking girlfriends Dalton has. Like, in my experience, I've learned, like, usually the super jealous and controlling guys, like what we've seen from Dalton, are usually the guys that are the biggest hoes. They're the guys that can't have like an adult relationship with a female with boundaries without being inappropriate. So they think just because they're that way, they think everybody else is that way, and it's usually just them projecting onto other people what they're doing. So Haley ended up revealing that she has wasted so much money on Dalton. She has spent an entire car on him, an entire price of a brand new car, $30,000. And Haley said she feels like a effing idiot, and she just feels like a freaking ATM. So Haley's lawyer made Haley do a huge reality check and sit back and realize that she has very much maybe getting used by Dalton. And Haley, like I said, that's rule number one. You don't ever spend more money on a man than your own child. And I really think Dalton's up to some funny business, because in the short amount of time they've been together, for him to already blow through $30,000 in prison, it's like, what the heck is he doing in there that costs $30,000? Like, I remember when I was last in jail like 5 years ago, the most I ever spent was like maybe $100 a week on commissary and phone calls, maybe $150 max, but I never spent more than like $400, $500 a month. So it's like he either has to be sending that money to other females or doing drugs or doing something he shouldn't be doing to be spending money like that in prison. For all my followers who've been to prison or been locked up before, what the heck can you spend $30,000 on behind bars in like a year? Just, I want to know, because I've been out here on the streets. I've been paying rent. I've bought multiple used cars, and I got a family I take care of. And I don't even think I spent $30,000 alone, unless he's on something or he's sending money to multiple different girls. And like, hey, like, you know, Haley is an easy target. You know, as soon as she told Dalton that she had a settlement, his eyes probably lit up like Christmas. And it's like, you know, she talked about how he said he didn't even know who she was back in school. They went to school together and he didn't remember her. And now all of a sudden that she's got a settlement, all of a sudden he notices her and all of a sudden he wants her in his life. You know, it's just kind of fishy to me. So this may be the beginning of Dalton and Haley's relationship beginning to crumble, and Haley may finally wake up from this delusion she's been living in and see Dalton for who he really is. You know, and it's better that it happens now sooner than later. I know she's already 30 grand in, but she needs to get away from him before her whole settlement is gone, because it's coming. It's going to happen eventually at the rate that she's spending on Dalton. And then after then, when she don't have nothing, he probably's not going to want to have anything to do with her. And it's better to sit there and figure out who he really is now while he's behind bars before he's paroled to your house and you have his name on the deed to your house, because that's going to be even a bigger mess and harder to get out of. But that's it about Haley and Dalton. Their scenes were pretty short in this last episode. I did want to give you guys an update. My last video where I was talking about Ty and Boston from Love During Lockup, I was talking about how I was trying to do some digging and find out about Ty's charges, because she says that she's been arrested in the past, and I could not find anything. I spent hours trying to find this, and Ty actually commented on my video and filled me in. She said, "Hey Amber, I was arrested for supposedly stabbing my children's dad. It was a domestic issue and I regret it. The charges were dropped as long as I went to anger management. Then I was involved in a bar fight and accused of hitting a girl with a bottle. I am no way proud of those alleged incidents, but I am no way afraid of this girl," talking about Boston. "And very blessed none of the supposed crimes stuck. I have no criminal background, just been bailed out and paid tons of lawyer fees." So that explains why I couldn't find anything, because they ended up dropping the charges because she went to anger management and paid off tons of lawyer fees and bailed out of jail. So I just want to fill you guys in on all that, because I told you guys I would keep you updated. But that's it for this video, guys. Let me know your thoughts about this whole Haley and Dalton mess in the comments below. I'm finally starting to feel better, guys, so I'm hoping I can get back to my typical schedule and start uploading a couple of videos a day. I've been having really bad morning sickness, and I went to visit family this weekend, and it was really depressing weekend because I found out my sister, who I've been waiting to get pregnant for her to get pregnant, because she's been struggling the past years to get pregnant. And she finally got pregnant. As soon as I found out she got pregnant, I got pregnant a month later, and she was a month ahead of me. And she went to an ultrasound on Friday, and they found that the baby didn't have a heartbeat, and she had a miscarriage. She had to get the rest of the baby removed from her. On today, she had surgery. They had to put her out, and it's just really sad. Life's not fair sometimes, you know, and she just wanted it so bad. And it just makes me really angry, you know, like people like Maurice and Mandy. I remember when they try to say she had a miscarriage or whatever from that car wreck, and like at 18 weeks she said she didn't have no surgery. My sister was only 12 weeks along, and she had to have surgery to get the rest of the baby removed from her. So I know that is a total lie. But yeah, sorry about going into all that. You know, I know I tend to overshare sometimes, but sometimes it just feels better to talk about it and get it out than hold it in. So that's it for this video, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.